Welcome to Burning Bridges podcast. My name is Taimana.
And I'm Renee.
We started this podcast through my own life experiences and the journey to healing. I have always been curious of what others have gone through and the moments that defined them.
Here we believe in the power of storytelling, from raw, unfiltered, exclusive conversations with everyday to high-profile people.
Like, follow, subscribe, and turn your notifications on. Let's get into this episode.
The following episode may contain discussions of sensitive and potentially distressing topics. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. This content is intended for mature audiences and may not be suitable for all listeners, for informational purposes only, and does not constitute professional advice, diagnosis, or treatment.
Guys, welcome to the Burning Bridges podcast. My name is Benny Harrington, owner and head coach of All Star Boxing. Tune in for a good episode.
Benny Harrington, thank you for joining us on Burning Bridges
Thanks
podcast.
for having me.
Yeah, bro, we've been talking for a little bit, trying to make this happen.
But here.
Yeah, we're
Saturday
here.
morning, guys. Fresh out of bed. Excuse the eyes.
Yeah, I've known you for some years now, and my son Tahoe has trained with you under your All-Star Boxing.
Yeah, coaching also. He was actually a coach of ours too. So he went from a fighter to a coach. So.
What you do there is great, being around it. Although I haven't been around there for a while now. Obviously, once he stopped fighting. Let's talk about you, where you were raised, born.
Yeah, cool. First of all, thanks for having me, guys. I appreciate it. Where was I born? I was born in Brisbane to mum and dad that are still together. Well, actually, my dad passed away about a few weeks ago.
Oh,
So it's okay. It's okay. It was expected.
Sorry to hear about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. They were together my whole life. So we grew up in Brisbane, always in Brisbane, around Aspley when I was really young, Zilmere type way. And then we moved out to Deagon when I was maybe grade 3 or 4, and then stayed in the 4017 until when I met my wife. So I met my wife when I was older, maybe early 20s, but we were always around the 4017, so Deagon, Brackenridge, Brighton, Sandgate, Shorncliffe type of area. Yeah, I have a half brother and a half sister that I really don't have much to do with, not through any fault of my own or theirs. Yeah, that's kind of my childhood, was growing up around those places and kicking around with the wrong people. or maybe I was the wrong person.
What school did you go
at the start, I went to a few schools. So I went to Hamilton State School when I was really young, there was no prep then, so maybe grade 1. And then Aspley East, Aspley State, and then I ended up going to, my main primary school was Nudgee State School, so it's not there anymore, but that's opposite Banyo. So it wasn't the private school, it was the state school. And
to be clear.
Yeah, to be very clear. It's very different to Nudgee College. From Nudgee, I think I was in grade 4, 5, 6, 7, when 7 was primary still, at Nudgee, and then moved across to Sandgate High. Went to Sandgate High until 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Halfway through grade 12, I got the arse, and then I went and worked for about 3 months. At the end of grade 12, I think I got kicked out of Sandgate maybe in the last term. So I tried to go and get a job, and I did 2 or 3 months of that, and I was like, this is not for me. This working is not for me. So I went back next year to Aspley. I went to Aspley High, but I was 18 then. So I went back to Aspley for about 3 months, and then they asked me to hand in assessments, and I was out. That was me. I was gone then, so that was my schooling.
And what did you do to get kicked out from Sandgate?
Just being a rat, just swearing at teachers and not caring. I only went to school to eat my lunch or someone else's.
Hang out with your mates.
Yeah,
so close. That was so close. Couple months before you finished.
Yeah, I know. But I was not going to finish with any good grades or anything. I was only going there I was a sporty kid, so I was into boxing, and I was playing all different sports at that age. I was getting C's and B's, but I wasn't really trying. Just going to school and having fun, and I didn't take it very seriously, to be honest. Maybe the only serious was the sports subjects. Just always seemed to be really driven towards sports and just...
I got A in PE. That's the only subject I got A's in.
Yeah.
But the theory, I got a D.
Yeah, that's the same. The practical side was the A, and the other side was, what are you doing, mate? I can kick a ball through a post, but I couldn't work out, how to make the posts. I was no good. I was just hand-eye coordination. I had that. That's about it.
You finished high school, so what did you do from there?
I finished high school, just knock-around jobs, nothing really. I wasn't getting a career. I think straight out of school, my uncle was a welder, so high-pressure gas welding. So he got me a job in Narrabri, so New South Wales, when I was 18. So I drove down to Narrabri with him as the assistant. He ended up getting the flick. So I was like, nah, Matt, this is mad. I'm out of here. Like we did it for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I'm gone. If he's gone, I'm gone. I was like, I'm being solid, uncle. I'm staying with you. But really, I'm like, I don't want to work out. I don't want to work at all. I went back to Brisbane, which was like I can't remember if it was a 4, 5, 6 hour drive. The industry that I got into is called industrial radiography. It's X-raying of welding. So the welds in the pipes, the pipes get welded together. Those welds have to be X-rayed to make sure that there's no cracks or stuff in it. So that's who my uncle got tested by, and he didn't pass. But then that guy needed a TA, so he rang my uncle and said, does your nephew want to come back and work for me for the next however long this pipeline goes for? So I drove back to Narrabri, and I stayed out there for about 3 months. I got my radiation user license, which means that I could carry radiation around in my truck and go to sites and X-ray welding.
That's out of it. I never knew that's what you had to do.
Magnetic particle testing also, where you spray like a white paste on the weld. Like a white spray paint, and you put the beam either side of it or whatever it is, like some little magnet, and then you spray another paste and you press on and it pushes all that little black paste into the cracks, and the cracks come up and you can see the cracks. And then say you guys are the welders, I then mark it and tell you guys there's a crack here, you grind it out and then you fix it. So yeah, that was actually a really interesting job. My boss was a really cool dude as well. Really cool guy. Like at 18, 19, he had me driving around in a Jeep, like a big black Jeep. That was my company car. I'm thinking, fuck, this is living. This is way better than getting kicked out of school.
And I've come from construction industry, and I didn't even know that you've done that, in X-ray welding.
It's big money. I wasn't making big money, my boss was, but it's a really, really big money industry.
Certain type of infrastructure that you do it. Not every welding would need that.
No, it wouldn't. That's right. It's just like high pressure, mostly high pressure gas. That was a real eye opener to the working world. Like to go down to Narrabri on a pipeline. I was on a pipeline out there and we'll go 6 days, like 6 days a week, 12-hour days for 3 months. That was my kind of first introduction to proper work. Like I'd work with my dad as a kid. Commercial flooring, so I'd be there on a vacuum and something like that, like just little holiday type work. But that other stuff was like, fuck, this is hard stuff. It's not that it's physically hard, but 12-hour days when you're only going to school to eat your lunch previous is like jumping in the deep end. And
then what'd you do after that? Where'd you go?
It might have been very soon after. My main job after that for my life had been working at the airport. So a good friend of mine, grooms at my wedding actually, Oki his name is, he got me a job at Australian Air Express. That they aren't there anymore. So it used to be Qantas and Australia Post owned a company called Australian Air Express, and they were like their freighter planes that would take all their freight around the country. So I got a job there working night shift, kind of splitting, and Qantas took the aeroplane side and Australia Post took the other side, and then that was Star Trek. But I was at the airport on base and we were sorting the freight, so I was like an operations duty manager there at the end. I did that for maybe 10 years. Towards the end of that, I started the boxing club, and then I kind of detached that once the boxing club could hold me up. Yeah.
So while you were working there with Star Trek,
I got to hold a job there actually.
Oh, was that when he's doing the security at nights? Yeah, remember that?
Yeah, I think I seen T there before he even started boxing for me. Yeah, that was many moons ago though, far out.
Yeah.
It probably wasn't even that long ago, but it just feels like it is because so much happens in this boxing world now that I can't even keep up.
So you would have been fighting too around that time?
No, I was fighting back when I was doing the welding inspecting. That was kind of coming towards the end of my career.
So how did you get into it then, fighting, boxing?
Oh, when I was 12. So I started when I was 12. So actually, maybe 13 I was boxing. 12, 13, either way. I started off at primary school. So when I was at Nudgee State School, all those years ago, that was 1997 was when I was in grade 7. It's easy to remember for me, a boxer that got hit in his head the whole life. Grade 1, I was in grade 1, and 92, I was in grade, 92. I was in grade 2, 93, 3, 4, 4, 5,
I was
5.
like that, but the 80s.
Oh, really?
I was year 1, 81.
Oh, there you go.
Well,
I was exactly the same. So that was a piece of piss. So 97, grade 7, 98, 99, 2000. In 97, my cousin was doing Muay Thai, so kickboxing, kind of Thai boxing. He asked me if I wanted to do it. And for whatever reason, I don't even know why this would be, because no one in my family was a fighter. No one had ever done it. I must have seen it on telly. I don't know, but I was just drawn to kickboxing for some reason. I don't have no idea why.
Was it the music?
Yeah. And my dad used to take the piss out of that.
Was it the Van Damme movies?
No, I don't think so. See, we were really poor growing up. Like maybe until I was about 16, we didn't have a a VCR or a home phone or a microwave. Like, so I don't know where I seen this. Kickboxing. Like, there's no way anyone showed me it. Anyway, my cousin was doing it at Sandgate High, which is funny enough the school I went to. So we lived at Deagon, but I went to Nudgee State School, so I'd catch a train to primary school every day from Deagon to I think it was Banyo Station, then walk up the hill to school and come back. But anyway, he's like, oh, if you want to do kickboxing, he was already doing it at Sandgate. He's like, come with me, we'll go do it. So I went there and did it. So within the first, I couldn't have been there any longer than 3 to 6 months. And my first fight was for an Australian title. And I'm 12. So I'm 12 years old. I'm 38 kilos. It was up the Sunshine Coast in 97. So I fight for the Australian title. So I go up there and I couldn't get any words out. When my coach was like, "You all right?" I'm like no words would come out. I was so nervous that I couldn't even talk. Like a little bit of piss in my cup. Like I'm that nervous. Go out there and I pump this kid. I was expecting to get pumped. I go out there and the kid was obviously, this isn't because I was a beast. We were both having our first fight. But just luckily enough, it was for the Australian title because we were the only two in our division. So I go up there, I beat this kid, and then I'm the Australian champion. So that's how my introduction into boxing, into fight sports. And then I had another fight. I got pumped. My coach, I think he tried to humble me, who was actually funny enough. So my coach, his name's Ken Huxley. He was soon to be one of my teachers when I went to high school at Sandgate. So he was like a sports and math teacher there. So I didn't know this at the time because I'm up the road at Nudgee State School. So I had that second fight. As I said, I think he tried to humble me a bit because I'm getting around like I'm a gun, like I'm the Aussie champ, but really I sucked. So he got me pumped, I think, or maybe I just did suck. And then from there I was like, nah, this isn't for me. Fuck this. I'm going to boxing. So a mate of mine, Ryan, who was best man at my wedding, good friend, he was boxing at Brighton at Kabingai, which is where Tahoe and I boxed for.
That was under Sil Johns?
Under Sil, yeah. So Sil, who's like a huge mentor of mine, and he was MC at my wedding, like old Aboriginal man. Yeah, MC at my wedding.
He's a good fellow, right?
Very, very good guy. I spent a lot of time at his house because his son, who was a phenomenal fighter, Tyler, we were in the same grade at Sandgate High. So we also boxed on weekends and at night together, and then we'd be hanging out at school, and then we'd obviously be going to underage nightclubs when even Sil used to take us. Like, you know, everything was above board, but, you know, we just hung out a lot because we were always fighting or around each other. So, I met Tyler at Sandgate, and, you know, he was a hell of a fighter too. Yeah,
I remember Sil Johns, man. He's such a good guy. Yeah, every time I see him out on the street, he'll run up and hey, go, man.
You couldn't even really, and I know this now from having a boxing gym, and I've got some coaches at my gym that the interactions that we have every day with these kids that have had good days, bad days, like I could only imagine how many Sil has had over his, because our gym's very, you know, it's like cutthroat, like it's a high intensity, high performing gym. Kabingai was, but at the same time it was very nurturing as well. So I mean, it was $2. We'd rock up and put $2 in the bucket, and then you'd train, and I can't remember putting $2 in the bucket, and I was there for 8 years.
That was at Brackenridge.
Yeah, well, it started
community hall.
Well, that's where it got to. But we started at the Brighton Scout Hall. That's not there anymore. So that was 98 when I first started there, and then we moved to Brackenridge, Norris Road State School. Yeah, Norris Road State School.
Oh, we used training now there.
For years and years and years, and then we moved to. Now they are where they are.
Yeah.
So the Brackenridge Library.
Are they still there?
Yeah. Yeah, they are, yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think they've got a new facility coming or something like that, but yeah, Brackenridge Library for now.
Yeah, and just I remember you'd have to put the bags up,
we'd have to,
and take him down.
And this is since Brighton Scout Hall, we'd have to do that. You'd rock up and it's just a scout hall. So it wasn't a boxing gym, it was a scout hall that they'd leased 2 nights a week. So we'd go there, open our little storeroom, everyone would grab a boxing bag, then you get a hook and you hang the boxing bags up, and then it was a gym. And then at the end of the night, you take them down, put it away, and it's back to being a scout hall. You take some big mirrors out, put them against the wall.
Yeah, I used to go down there, train for fitness.
Yeah.
And Tahoe was training to fight. But me personally, I hated Tahoe fighting.
Right.
Well, because there's bone disease. Yeah. And he'll come home like crippled, can't walk, and I'm like, you can't be doing this, man.
He was so mentally strong. Like I was hoping that you were going to bring him up, because I'd send them when I was coaching there. I'd send them on runs, and these runs were, you know, maybe 7 to 10K runs, and I'll be like, T, don't worry about it. Like, I'll get you on a bike or something else, but he would refuse. He'd have to do the run. And I'm talking, these guys are going on the run and they're finishing, they'll do the run and they'll finish half an hour before him. Like, he couldn't keep up with them at all because the bones.
Yeah.
But he would refuse, he'd have to do it. So that's how mentally strong he is.
Yeah,
He was a very, very hard trainer.
For our listeners, just a bit of background.
Yeah.
My son Tahoe's got a bone disease that he was born with, and he would fracture his bones quite easily, his femurs and that. And I put him into boxing when he was probably about 12 years old, and that was just to strengthen his muscles. So if he had a fall, he had muscles that would impact the bones, so it wouldn't be. So that's the reason why I put him into boxing. I put him down at Nudgee, at Joe's.
Oh,
Joe.
yeah.
So I had him going there, Northside Boxing, because I knew Joe back then.
Yeah.
We stopped for a while, obviously, because he had his breaks that he had, and he'd be in a wheelchair and.
Yeah, he was having surgeries often, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was having a lot of surgery, so he was in and out of hospital, in wheelchair a lot from primary school ages. He was always in and out of wheelchairs. Yeah, so anyway, I put him into boxing to strengthen his muscles up, confidence and all that too. It was only for that purpose.
Yeah, wow.
And then years later, then he wants to fight.
Yeah.
Well, you can't stop him.
No, for sure. I think I got him. I think he would have been on some good trips too.
Yeah,
Like,
he done Tahiti.
Yeah,
he went to Tahiti.
Yeah.
And then we went to New Zealand, Hamilton, and I jumped on that trip with you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, and
mate, I can't remember yesterday. I get this all the time.
That was 2014.
Yeah, was it?
Well, I think because when I was talking to Vegas last, he was saying he was 14 then. And it was 2014.
I remember that now. Of course, I've got a shirt in the gym and his name's on it, Tahoe's name's on it.
Because I had my family come pick us all up from the airport,
right,
Auckland, and they drove us down to Hamilton because my cousin lived in Hamilton.
I was in
you don't even remember that.
I cannot remember that. Don't box, guys. I feel like I always thought it was like my memory's just cooked, but I think recently I've just got like 90 tabs open. You know, on your phone when you've got a million tabs open, that's my brain with this gym. Like, there's just so many things to worry about. Like, I literally just forget so many things now, but I have to remember the certain important things for the next day coming up because there's just so many tabs open. So I apologise. It's not because I'm an arrogant prick.
I remember, because I had my cousin and my uncle pick us all up from Auckland Airport and drive us all down. I don't know how many fighters we took over there, or you took over there.
Yeah, there would have been a few.
There would have been
there's the whole 10. Shirt. Yeah, there would have been 9 or 10, There's at least that many names on the shirt.
Then, my uncle had that. My uncle that's in the wheelchair. Surely you'd remember him. He's got the face, muko. Wheelchair. You've done some damage.
Bro, just so many boxing trips.
Yeah. When you went from Muay Thai to boxing, what did you love about it more than Muay Thai?
Just not flexible.
Okay.
So I can barely touch my toes. So kickboxing needing to be able to kick high and all the rest of it, it just wasn't for me. I just felt like I was better with my hands. And I think maybe that second fight, when he put me in that second fight, I feel like I got mismatched pretty badly. Like, I feel like I might have been 42 kilos and the other guy was 46, 48. It just felt like I was in with a teenager and I was 12. Like, I was a little 12-year-old. I don't think I hit puberty till 16. Like, I was not, at 12, I was very, very young. So, yeah, that kind of maybe that scared me away a little bit. I wasn't flexible at all. I was like, there's enough red flags there. See ya. So I went to boxing, and then when I roll into the boxing gym, Coach Sill, after a month, he pulls me into the wherever it was, the room where the coaches met, and he said, all right, Benny, we're going to put you in for your first fight after a month of boxing. And then he takes me out to Kingaroy, and I had 2 fights on the first night, so which is pretty unusual. He always tells that story. You're not supposed, because back then you could fight twice on a night. So you'd go to the matchup board and they'd say, all right, you're fighting him, and then if there was another fight, you could fight him. So you might be fight number 2 and fight number 18. So, yeah, that was a pretty cool experience out at Kingaroy.
So is it not like that now? You don't have...
No, one fight, and it's kind of it's a lot safer now.
Okay.
How'd you go in those fights?
Yeah, good. Yeah, I won those fights. Yeah,
good.
Didn't go that well for me from the start. So that all sounds great. Like, the start of my career was great. After 21 boxing fights, I might have won 6. Like, I was getting stepped up really quickly. And then I started to kind of work it out. So I had about 80 fights at the end. That was my end of my career. Maybe 150, maybe 50 wins, 30 losses. But I started real slow, really, really slow. Where a lot of these kids in our gym now, we keep them in the gym for a little bit longer than I got kept in the gym. So by the time they're ready to compete, they're they're a little bit more seasoned.
How far did you go with your boxing? Where'd you get to?
Yeah, I represented Australia at a lower level. So not Commonwealth Games, not Olympics, but yeah, like we did some tours. But fought some touring teams that came here, some touring teams, but more around this region. So that was about what I did. I didn't turn pro when I met Sarah. We started to have a family, so I had to prioritise that over my own wants and needs. So Daddy Ben came along.
Is that because like training is grueling, like it'll just take a lot of time away from your family, or is it just the fact you're getting beaten up or
no, it's not that. It's the time. It's the time that you've got to give to it. So you've got to be training 2-3 times a day, and not 2-3 hard sessions, but you might have a strength session in the morning or running in the morning, and then say boxing and strength at the afternoon, and then a recovery session or running, boxing, strength. So that's all in one day.
And how old were you on your last fight?
2006, so 22. 20 years ago. Far out. I need a drink of water. Is there vodka in this? And now I've got 23-year-old son, my oldest son, and then 18-year-old son, 13 and 11.
I didn't
all
know
boys.
Your kids were that old.
Wow.
Yeah, all boys.
All boys. Are they boxers?
Yeah. So the oldest son, Tyler, he had about 60 fights. He doesn't box anymore. He just moved out, which is great for the second time. See how that goes. And then the 18-year-old Taj, he'll be back. Well, with the price of everything at the moment, he probably will be back. It's not his fault. Taj is 18. He's in Japan as we speak. So he competed yesterday and then 2 days earlier. So he had 2 good wins over that. The 13-year-old Tyson, he won the Australian title in boxing, I can't remember, this year, maybe October. They fought in Darwin. And my 11-year-old Tanner, he's had 6 or 7 fights. He hasn't been beaten yet, but I'm sure that day will come and he'll be crying on my shoulder and I'll tease him to get better.
How old's he again?
11.
11.
My youngest one, yeah.
Do you give a bit of hard love when your boys lose?
It's just, because I've been around it so long, it's not that it's hard love, it's just honesty.
Yeah.
We're just honest. Like my 12-year-old now, Tyson, I'm kind of leaning him away from boxing. So he's very smart, like school smart. So he's had 13 fights now. He's won 12. He's won Australian titles, Golden Gloves, state titles. He's won everything that he can win. Yeah. I'm saying if you're going to become an electrician at 17, 18, mate, these next 4 years, you might want to enjoy them because it's only going to get harder and harder. This sport is just grueling. You win, you lose, you're injured, you're going great. It's just a roller coaster, which is great, but I think he's got what he needs out of it. So I'll probably lean him into playing footy next year. If he wants to come back to boxing, he can, but yeah, I'm not that, like I've just been around it so much that I know what it takes, and you have to give everything. You can't give 90% of yourself. If you don't give it all, you're going to get hurt because it's a very dangerous sport at the top.
And being a father and seeing your son academically be smart, like to be able to do something else.
Yeah, so if that's the guys, if you're listening and you're a boxer and you've got that, do that. Like 100% do that. It's not that it's a bad sport, and it's great, but at the same time, there's better options out there. I mean, if you can go and earn $150,000 a year until you're 70, boxing's it's a hard slog. Mm-hmm. Like it's a very, very hard slog, like any sport. Like look at the injuries that cripple NRL players or, along the ways. How many people do we know that in Colts or 16, 17s, 18s, they think they're going to make it? Not many make it. Like it's a very, very hard to crack it as a professional athlete. But if you're doing it for the love of it and you're getting what you need out of it, great. By all means, go for it. But yeah, don't put it in front of anything. Don't put it in front of your studies.
So you were working, and then at the airport, you've got your family, and then you just decided to open a boxing gym. What was the go with that?
That's a good question. So my oldest son Tyler, he was about 11 maybe at the time, and he was like he was going to St. Pat's at Shorncliffe, and he was playing cricket. So at that stage, I've missed a whole part. I was playing cricket. So when I stopped boxing in 2006, I think it might have been 2007 or 8, I started playing cricket down at Bracken Ridge. So just a bunch of mates went down there. I don't even know why I went down to play cricket, but for whatever reason, I went down and played one game of C-grade outdoor cricket, and they're like, oh, you're all right at this. And I hadn't really played before. The next week, they needed a fill-in for A-grade. And then I played A-grade every Saturday for the next 10 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, crazy. I just got addicted to it, like crazily addicted to cricket. Like I'd be down at the nets of a night time. I'd get mates to come down. I'd turn the lights on and get them throwing balls at me. Like I've got a concrete cricket pitch in my backyard. I put that in. When I first moved into my house, I was so addicted to cricket. And now I cannot stand it.
Do you like watching it though?
Yeah, I can watch it still.
Okay.
Yeah, but over those times, I don't know what it was. Like, I told the selector who used to message us every weekend, "Are you available?" I said, "Don't message me. I'll message you if I'm not available. Just presume that I'm in." So I got so addicted to it. I got crazily addicted to it. We ended up winning two A-grade premierships over the time. The club had never done that in the history of the club. So I got representative player of the year, one of the years because I was playing rep cricket too. I was just infatuated with cricket.
I'm not a massive cricket fan. I played cricket in primary school.
Yeah.
We had two sports, cricket and soccer.
Oh, right.
And then obviously summertime was cricket, wearing the pads. I was a little small kid. The pads were up to
your
chest.
You're like, I can't even run.
Yeah. And then I realised that anything with a small ball, I'm no good at. Golf, tennis, cricket, nah. Baseball, softball, nah.
Yeah, see, I was the complete opposite. I was like, it's the contact for me. I was a small person, so footy for me was like, no. I still played, but I was like, bro, I'm 40 kilos and I'm playing against guys that are 90 kilos. It just made no sense to me. But then footy players like, but you fight. I was like, and they're like, you're a hard dude. You fight. I'm like, bro, they're my size. Like, at least they're my size.
Yeah,
it's weight
true.
divisions.
Yeah.
Like, I'm looking at these dudes going, you're bigger than my dad. Like, what's going on here? Yeah, that's the thing. I was super hand-eye coordinated from the start. Like, from the jump, hand-eye coordination and me, we went hand in hand. Like, there wasn't many things that I couldn't do with a ball sport. Like, so before cricket, in grade 11, I was Sandgate had a subject at school that if you're in a state team, you could do your sport as a subject at school. So it was called excellence in sport. So I was in it in grade 11 for boxing. So they'd send you to the gym, like you do weights and stuff like that, but there was no boxing coach. So it was kind of a boring year for me because it was just me and my coach's son, Tyler, who we were in the same grade. We were both in it for boxing, but we just hold pads for each other. So it was kind of felt like it was just a waste of time. So what I'd do is I'd just go hang out with the netball chicks. I'd hang out with the AFL dudes. I'd hang out with the tennis guys because they were in excellence in sport for that. So our subject was at the same time at school. So I'd just hang out. And then this is going to be another crazy story. The AFL coach was Huxley, who was my Muay Thai coach. Remember when I was 7? So, and he was the coach at Sandgate. So he was the AFL head coach at Sandgate. So in grade 12, he said, Benny, you've got great hand-eye coordination. You can be in excellence in sport next year for AFL if you like. So I was like, yeah, mad. I'm out. Like, just box. I was still boxing, but it was just seemed like a waste of a subject. So yeah, I went and played AFL for a year at Sandgate High and then Sandgate Seahawks. So the club up the road.
Next door,
so in grade 12, in that year, we won. We played at the Gabba. We won something, and we won our premiership at Seahawks. So I kicked 3 goals in the grand final. I've never played it before. Like, that was the first year I've ever played it. In that same year, for whatever reason, my mate that took me to boxing, how I said Ryan Corey took me to boxing from kickboxing. He lived at Deagon, we both lived at Deagon, but right near the squash courts. The game squash?
Yeah.
So he was playing squash, and I just couldn't let this guy be better than me at anything in my mind. So I went there and started playing, but super poor. And squash is like a rich person's sport. Like, it was, even back then, it was like $17 for a court hire for half an hour. Like, it was super expensive. I had no money. So I'd clean that guy's courts for him and take the rubbish out and work behind the counter. And he gave me a racket and he coached me. So in that year, in grade 12, I was playing squash too. I only played it for 6 months. And he got me good at it. And I made Met North. The Met North, the rep team. So I went to the rep trials. I made it. Like, I won it, the rep trial. And then made it to the regional competition and won the Queensland title at squash. And then after that I quit because I was like,
you're just super talented.
I'll just get addicted to it and then I'll just drop it.
So you've got an addiction personality type thing in a good way, in a healthy way.
It's just to winning. That's all. I don't think that's healthy. It's not healthy, but it gets me going. Like, it keeps me focused. It keeps me going.
Is it true? Like, you just grow a love for it and a passion at things you pick up and become good
but
at?
only for a short period of time. It's not a proper one because, as I said, after winning that Queensland title, we went to the Queensland regional thing, whatever it was. And in the whole Queensland titles, I didn't lose a game. And the teachers or the coaches are going, where have you been the whole high school? Like, where were you in grade 8, 9, 10, 11, 12? I was like, bro, I started this 5 months ago. And he's like, you're lying. You're beating kids that have been doing it since they were kids. I was like, Mum, I'm telling you. Like, I'm out. I'm not even doing it anymore. Like, I'm going back to boxing. I'm not even going back. I'm just going to keep boxing. And he's like, there's no way. So, yeah, I don't know. I just got... it wasn't really for anything else that... I was talking to my son, Taj, who's in Japan at the moment. And he said, I feel like, Dad, with this boxing stuff, I just have a feeling within me that I just have to prove that I'm better than people. I was like, I know what you mean. I know.
Sounds like father, like
I know. I was like, that's called competitiveness, mate. Or that's the way that I've identified it as. Not trying to, like, I'm better than you, but like as in the sport. And I was like, yeah, I think it's just a competitiveness that you kind of have. And I had it. So I think I have it still as a coach. Yeah, it's very important as a coach to have. You have to be competitive, or else, you guys are going to get hurt.
You're like a kid that's like so good, and then you kind of go, I'm going to do something else next year, and a teacher or a coach is like, what the... Yeah. We can see your potential, but...
Yeah, but never good enough at anything. So that's the way I've looked at... When I look back at it, I go, all right, so you got really good at things, but not really, really good at anything.
Well, what, AFL, gave it 5 months and then you gave it up?
Yeah, maybe a year,
a year.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But nothing. Yeah. Like I see making it as, okay, well, did you play for the Brisbane Lions?
Well, and if you stuck with it, you probably could have.
Maybe, but maybe I just got to the point where I was happy enough for people to... These are the conversations I have in my head. Maybe I just got good enough where people could say, oh, yeah, you were pretty good at that, and then move on.
This is what I'm saying, and then people are like, oh, yeah, you can exceed at this, and you've kind of gone, I've got to where I'm happy to be.
Yeah. But I'm not. I wasn't happy to be there. I was just, that was enough, and I'm out because I know what it takes to go to the next level in whatever sport it is, and I'm not doing that. That's too hard.
Yeah.
Like, I'm all right. Like, yeah.
That's too much.
Yeah, that was way too much. So, yeah, I don't know. But anyway. And that's how it started with coaching too. I started coaching. I took over Kabingai, and I went to...
Because your son was boxing there?
Yeah,
that's where you started from.
Yeah, that's how I started it. Yeah, so he was playing cricket. I had him playing cricket because when I was playing cricket, so I was coaching all of his kids' cricket because I was into it. So I'm out there coaching at St. Pat's. I'm standing in the sun for 6 hours as a coach, coaching the grade 5s, and then playing my own cricket in the afternoon. But after I realised that he was all right at it, he wasn't great. He was in the St. Pat's A grade team only because of my competitiveness, and I'm spending a lot of time getting him to the standard. Like, he wasn't a freak. Yeah, after that we went to, I was thinking about my childhood and the best memories that I had in my childhood, and I thought it was boxing, and it was not even the fighting, it was because we were very, I'm not trying to like throw shade on my parents, but we were broke. Like, it wasn't unhappy, it was a happy childhood, but we weren't lavishly living. So the most fun I had as a child was going to tournaments. So coach picking us up in his car, and we drive to the Beanley Tavern, and we weigh in and we hang around there for the day, and then we fight. And as I say, not even the fight. The win or the lose, I detached that. It was just, I was doing something. So I thought, okay, I want to give him that. So I took him to Kabingai, and he went down there and he started boxing, and the coach down there at the time wasn't Sil, it was another guy that I used to box with, and I was watching him. He's a good guy, but I didn't think he wasn't bringing him through as well as I felt like I might have been able to. Mm-hmm. So I said that I'll start coaching him, and I started coaching him 2 nights a week, and then I just kind of fell in love with it, and my competitiveness took over, and here we are. I haven't stopped yet, and I'm still waiting for that moment where I go, I'm over boxing, because it could happen tomorrow.
How long have you been in the business of coaching?
2013 maybe. 2014, yeah. And I had no intentions of ever wanting to be a coach. It was never even a thing in my brain. It was just because I took Tyler there. The only reason. And then I took him there, and I was like, all right, I think I can do a better job. So I took it over and I ran with it. Took the club over, Kabingai. I went to the local tournaments with my guys once I got them to the standard. So I had my son Tyler, who was 11, 30 kilos and 0 fights. Had another guy that was about 80 kilos who'd had 3 fights for 3 losses. He was already had those fights before I got him. He was already at the gym. And I had another guy that was, maybe 0 fights. So I went to the first tournament and we weighed them in, and I asked some of the other coaches, because I grew up, so the coaches now in boxing Queensland, most of them, I grew up fighting with or against, or so we all know each other. It's just like that's the progression. So I asked them, I was like, all right, I want you to tell me the truth. What am I inheriting here? Like, what am I taking over? Like, what do you guys look at the club that I've taken over, Kabingai, and what do you, just tell me no hard feelings, just tell me the truth. And they go, Benny, honestly, when you guys go up on the matchup board, we don't care what the name is. We want to fight you because it's easy work. And I'm like, oh, good. No offense. It's all good. I appreciate it. So I went back to my guys. I didn't tell them that exactly. Maybe I did a little bit. Like I was like, they think we're a joke. I was like, and there was 200 clubs in Queensland, and we were a number 200, like as in stats wise. But Kabingai wasn't really the fighters club for a long time. It was the help the kid club, which is better than boxing because kids come and go in boxing. But anyway, I said like they think we're a joke. The only way we're going to get out of this is from hard work. We're not going to be able to try and sway the judges or this or that. Like we've got to get better. So we just locked down and we trained our ass off, and it grew and it grew and it grew. And then I started my own thing out at the Pine Rivers PCYC at Bray Park.
Yeah,
that's where we were.
Yeah.
So I was upstairs there for a while. Then we moved downstairs, and then we detached and went over to the showgrounds, which is where we are now. So 2016 was when we moved from Kabingai to All Star Boxing, and now it's nearly 10 years that we've been.
So how long did you think it took for you to turn that club around? When you first got
Kabingai,
there?
maybe 18 months.
Okay.
But it was an intense 18 months, and it's still intense. Like we've never. I'm not going to say we, because we've got a great team of coaches there. We really haven't taken our foot off the pedal. Really, I bring in new coaches if they fit for the mold that we have, and it's not everyone that's going to fit the mold that we have there. Like it's a cutthroat kind of. It's a high pressure, high achieving system.
And where are you guys at now? Like when you said that you first went there, people were like, oh, you guys are easy to fight against. Yeah. Where are they at now? Like, are you?
Yeah,
he's
not
up
so
there?
much. Yeah, that's not so much anymore. Yeah,
He's probably one of the top boxing clubs.
Yeah, we'd be up. Yeah, we'd be one of the top boxing clubs. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Who's your upcoming stars you got?
So many. It depends on what level. Like, I mean, because we've got 3 in the youth team right now over in Japan. So Darcy O'Malley, Stuart Taggart and Taj Harrington. They're over there with the Australian youth team. So that's, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-olds, maybe 16, 17, 18. We've got Jai Dixon, who just went to the World Championships as a senior, which is crazy to do. So, we've got kids under him that, getting schoolboy Australian, our best schoolboy in Australia for the last 2 years in a row. We've got kids below that are sub-juniors that are killing it. You've got kids in our Pee-wee class that I look at them all. I don't even think that Jai Dixon's it, because above Jai you got Liam Wilson and Vegas and Tuese and Ben Hussein and Billy Polkinghorn that's had 200 fights. Like, these are the pros. And then you go down to Jai Dixon and then Taj and Darcy and Mac, and we've got all these, so it never really ends. But I promise you, out of all of it, it's the little kids for me. That's easily the most fun. So 3 days a week we have a class called Futures, which I like the future kids. So we have a Pee-wee boxing, which is 5 to 10-year-old, and I rip all the kids that want to box out of that class at the same time, and they train with Taj. I've been doing it since he's been in Japan, and these are like the 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds that are going to go into the fighters class when we think they're ready. That's the most fun by far. That's easily the most fun, because they're nervous, they're scared, it's just raw. Yeah. But they give you their all, and that's definitely the best part about coaching is those little kids. 100%. Cool.
That'd be so cool to be around that energy.
Yeah. Oh, it's so cool. It's just so cool. You see them crying, and I'll always tell them, I know you're crying, but you're not hurt. I'm not going to let you get hurt. You're crying because you're frustrated, because you don't know how this works yet. But trust me, you're doing great. And then give them a hug, and then you send them on their way, or you yell at them and make them cry more and trying to tough them up. Like, you got to balance that. But yeah, I get the biggest kick out of the kids for sure. Easily the best thing in boxing by far. I could give it all away just for those kids. Yeah, the kids are
That's so cool.
That's the reason. That's actually the reason that you want to do it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And All-Star Boxing.
Yeah.
Is that your name that you came up with?
Yeah. Well, when I was at Star Trek, I was a manager there, so I spent a lot of time when I was supposed to be managing, setting up this boxing gym. Thanks, Star Trek. Shout out to Star Trek.
Sponsored by Star Trek.
We got the freight sorted though. That's all that mattered. That's all I was there for. Right? We got the freight sorted. But yeah, so the All-Star Boxing name, it sounds cool, and it's pretty funny the way it came about. It's not as deep as people would think. But I went on to the names of boxing gyms in America, and I just looked at, and there's 80 pages of names, like 1 million names per page. And as you can work out, I got to A. Yeah. And I was like, this is going to take too long. So I was like just shortlisting some names. I might have got to B, and I was like, fuck, there's already 20 names here. I'm just going to work this out. And then I didn't want to call it Benny's Boxing or Harrington's Boxing, because it needs to be bigger than me. So I needed to be a timeless name that if I get hit by a car, it can continue. So because I easily could have just said it's Benny Harrington's boxing gym, but I'd feel like a fucking pump if I did that. Like, bro, I'd feel so embarrassed. Or like,
get bagged.
Bro, like, that's just not me. So, yeah, All-Star Boxing was what I came with, and here we are.
Makes sense.
Yeah, it actually,
right?
Yeah. But and it works out well too. Like, I like the name. Like, it's not even saying, it's nothing to do with All-Star. Like, we're all stars. I know that does sound like that, but that wasn't the theory. It was just a cool, timeless name that didn't need me. So it can continue forever. That's the plan.
That's cool.
Yeah.
The kids that you got coming in,
Obviously.
all
Thanks, Benny.
That was obvious.
they're all from different worlds and not so much of a good home life.
Yeah.
You'd see a lot of that with what you're doing, kids coming in. How do you deal with it? Do you get how's that work for you? Like,
Yeah.
and
Many.
How do you deal with it?
Heaps, and I won't say names here today because it's not about that. It's just stories and situations that you see through the gym. But yeah, especially at the start, I was just much younger. Like I'm 41 now, so it's 10 years ago. When I started, I was around 30. Some of the stories I might have been a little bit too young to understand the seriousness of them, but yeah, we've had many kids come through the gym. You know, like 14-year-olds that. Maybe they these are not maybes. This happened. So there's been some kids that have come through that don't have a father. So their father died when they were a little kid, and their mum's in a mental institution, never to be released. So you're looking after people like that. There's young girls, young boys that are going home and having to punch on with their dads because they're in really bad situations. Like it's not uncommon. Yeah, many really horrible stories, but I always try to make sure I look after those. You hold those ones closer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I know that I can sleep at night knowing that I've done my bit in regards to helping those guys, and every night for 4 years making sure that I drive them home, and that might be a 20 minutes out of the way one way, so you add an extra 45 minutes to your drive. But what are you going to do? Like, it's your responsibility as a man, and you took this on. Like, you can't just take the good without the bad. So yeah, I take that very seriously. That's a really big part of what we do down there and the stories they get crazy. Like, I get text messages on Father's Day from a lot of them, and I'm not because I'm their dad, but because just like Sil was to me. This isn't me big noting at all. Sil was that to me. As I said, he was MC at my wedding. I look at that and I tell my coaches this too. They're not my coaches, but I tell the coaches at the gym here. I was like, the biggest flex that I feel out of all of this is not the world titles or the Australian titles and that. It's that they invite you to their wedding. Like, if your boxer invites you to the wedding, that means they think of you in that regard.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's something that's really important to me, and it's bigger than the sport, because the sport of boxing will come and go, and it could be tomorrow that your best fighter gets an injury and can never fight again. So what, are you never going to talk to them again? Like, you have to build these relationships with these people because they're humans. Like, we've all of the coaches that are down there, they've all played sport. They've all competed in boxing or a different sport. And at some point you're going to retire, and you don't want to be thrown out with the bathwater. Like, you're still a human. You still got feelings, and you still want to be appreciated. That's what I did with Tahoe. Tahoe came straight into coaching. Straight away, as soon as he finished boxing, straight away, okay, you're a coach now, because he needed that. Like, he needed to. It's time to go from the student to the kind of master in regards to be that guy now. And then he led him straight. Tahoe was a bit of a run amok, like we all were. That led him straight into management. Look at him now. He's a stand up, strong man.
Yeah.
Someone that you're highly respectable guy. Yeah. And that. A lot of that would come from your parenting, and also come from the things that we instilled in him at the gym, which got instilled to us.
100%. It must be an awesome feeling, man, when you've seen these kids grow, and especially the ones that have gone through hardship in their lives, and just getting even that text message saying Happy Father's Day, being invited to their weddings, that'd be an awesome feeling, and knowing that you're like, this is why I'm doing this.
Yeah, that you got to have a why. You got to have a reason as to why you do this, because if you're just doing it, and I know that I said before, the competitiveness for the one to win, that's when game time is on, and outside of it, but really, like, that's the thing that keeps you coming back, because you're not going to win all the time, but you can still affect people's lives if you're not winning, because that's what happens down there. There's a lot of kids that you wouldn't even know where they'd be. Some of them still don't make it out, As in, some of them come down there and they have fights, and they still might end up in a bad spot, but I'll still be there for them. We've got some kids at the moment. I'm getting phone calls. I'm getting a couple of phone calls a week from kids that are in jail at the moment. I'll send them $100 a week I have been for ages to keep them good. But this is what you sign up for. I mean, what are you going to do? Leave them, let them stay in there? They're calling you because they fucking love you. So yeah, I look to help out those people for sure.
Wow, that's awesome you're doing that, eh?
Yeah, that's not something that I really wanted to say, but at the same time, it's all right. Like, I'm not naming any names, but that's what it is.
But the thing is, and that's why I want to try and bring I want to talk to Benny, and not just the coach, the boxer. I want people to see the life of Benny, what you do behind the scenes, the normal people do, or parents, when the parents bring the kids, they just see the Benny, the coach Benny.
The bravado, the guy that's loud and trying to keep everything flowing, but I appreciate that.
And that's why I like to do this, so people get to know you.
Well, they're some of the proudest things, as I said. That's more than winning. Like, that's way more than winning. My 90-year-old grandma, I pay her rent. Like, I've been paying her rent for about 8 years. That's the best thing ever. Be in a position to do that. Yeah. Like, far out. Like, how cool's that? Like, she, every time I see her, like, she's starting to lose it a little bit, but I'll see her and I'll give her a hug. She goes, "Thank you so much. I appreciate, I really appreciate you." I was like, I feel bad that I don't see her as much as I should. But she only lives at Ashley, but I'm just so busy, trying to keep this thing from not sinking. And that's what it is too. Like, with this gym, it's like people look at it like, "Oh, you've got it sorted." Like, bro, every day I'm just trying not to drown. Like, it's not. This is not. I am the kid from Star Trek. Like,
the kid from Star Trek, the show,
not Star Trek. When I was at Star Trek, actually, another thing that's funny. Just as I was starting to start this gym, I'd go down the back of the warehouse and I'd get tape measure and just boxes of people like mine and yours, boxes that get delivered. So they're all in cages. And I actually, there for the last 6 months, I'd kind of like measure out the gym and put one box down, and that was a bag, and then another box, and that's another bag, and another box, and another bag. And I'd have the whole gym in boxes on the ground. And the boss says, what are you fucking doing down there? I was like, "No, nothing. I'm just having it, just playing." Like, but that was me setting up the gym, just so I could see how it was going to look.
Wow.
Because
so
I don't have the eye to. My wife does. Like, she can walk into an empty room and go, "This is going to be mad." I can't. Like, I've actually got to, I've
visualize
got to see it.
Yeah. Being a business owner, obviously everything's a daily thing, like you're saying, right? Yeah. It's just because you're not set up. What's something that you could tell somebody what would you tell somebody who wants to start a boxing business?
Yeah, it's far out. It's just so deep. Like, there's so many things. It's just, it might look easy from the outside. It's the furthest thing from easy. If you could find a job that, as rewarding as it is, the problem is if you do it for money, you'll never do it, because, people can smell that shit a mile away. And not only that, they should. So, if you can find a job that pays you, whatever it can pay you, it's much easier than starting a boxing business. But if you were to start one, I mean, you got to take this is the way that I've been told in business, take the elevator, take the stairs, not the elevator, because you need to build it slowly. So if something falls over, you only fall back to here, rather than going and then something falls to you crash. So I mean, you just got to take it slowly, build it the right way for the right reasons, and you might be a chance. I mean, we all know in the boxing world, so many people that have tried to, people much better than I that have tried to and have failed at it, because it's, especially in 2026, it's just so expensive. Like, I don't spend money on anything. Like, I'm not broke, but at the same time, I'm waiting to be. Like, as in, I'm waiting for it all to fall over. And maybe that's why it doesn't, because I'm constantly just juggling to keep things up, which also I notice makes me a little bit like, I guess, I'm just always, is that all right? Is that all right? Is that all right? Rather than getting to be myself at the gym a lot, because you just got to make sure things aren't falling over. So, sometimes I lose that personal touch because I'm just petrified that, because anything can happen. Like, I think we're at the showgrounds. I think some little kid could run out the front and some caravaner could run him over, or like that's how your brain thinks there, you know. And what I need to be thinking is, okay, I got to teach this guy how to throw this punch because he's fighting next week, but I'm worried about so many different things. So if you haven't got that mindset as a business owner, yeah, you're going to fail, because you're going to get stuck inside and something will go wrong. Like there's so many things that can just potentially go wrong, with insurances to kids' injuries to parents to, I don't even know where to start. It's a mind fuck.
And
as I say, I'm just treading water. I have not got this shit sorted out. Like I'm just doing my best. That's all I'm doing.
Have you got someone like your wife that helps you, supports you? Like obviously she supports
well, she's
you,
got her own businesses too. So she does her
yeah.
own thing. So she's a hair and makeup artist, and she's got a jewelry line, and she's got a hair product line, and all this kind of stuff. So I couldn't even ask her to do that. She's got her own version of what she's going on over there. But yeah, I do. I've got great people at the gym that are super supportive, and we all kind of work together. I just know that I've got to carry the weight, because at the end of the day, everybody can leave, and I left. You know what I mean? Like where I was. So everybody can leave, and I have to shake their hand and wish them well, and I would. But I've got people there, like behind the front counter. I've got a lady named Lisa, and I've got another lady named Ella, and a kid named Lockie. I've got Coach Paul, I've got Coach Herb, I've got a bunch of guys at the gym. I'll just say them because I don't want to miss them out. I got Joey, I got Caden, I got a bunch of guys. Coach Miles, Tyrell. But these guys are the gym. And I say this over and over again, like it's our gym. It's all of our gym. It's not my gym. So this is why it's All-Star Boxing. And they're proud. So Coach Paul has about 30 amateur fighters, and Coach Herb. Coach Paul's the head coach and Coach Herb is the assistant. They're their fighters. So when they post up that they've won, or when whatever they say, that like this is Jai Dixon, Taj, Darcy, all these guys that are really, really good guys, their coach is Paul and Herb. That's their coach. Now I've got the pros, and Caden's got Ben Hussein and Hayden Emerson, and my youngest son Tanner. Like they've got their own guys, and it's theirs. So it's not run like a hierarchy of this is how it goes. People fall into kind of where they fit, and we all represent the same thing, which is All-Star Boxing.
And that's good too, like for you to let them to run that themselves, eh?
Just remember, the biggest thing at Star Trek that I kind of took was from becoming a manager was people don't want to be micromanaged. Like people, I hated it. I said to my coach there, my boss there, who was a very big mentor of mine. His name's Greg Smith. He was a really good guy. He's a really good guy. Don't tell me when I'm doing I don't need to. I'm not the type of person that needs to know when I'm doing anything good. Just let me know if I'm doing anything wrong. If no news is good news to me. But just let me do it. Like I want to do it. I want to be successful at whatever it is. If you tell me I'm running that portion of the shed, just let me run that portion of the shed. Don't come down and tell, what about that? So I like to do that with these guys too. Let them have their own, let them put their own flavour on it. And then they're the guys they're the maddest. I love them. They'll pick me up. Like, no, hang on, we're steering the wrong way. It was only recently that Coach Paul and I had a chat, and he's like, I don't like the way this is going. Sweet, let's re-steer course. Like there's so many things happening that if I miss that, bro, let's correct course. I'm happy to, whatever's best. Best practice is the answer. Do
you have like monthly meetings with your coaches to see
not so much. It's probably more daily. And they're not meetings. It's just in passing. Like we're open with what's happening and what needs to change, or this is great, or we're always trying to lift each other up and make each other's coaching better, or whatever it may be. Probably more so the coaching. What I might need when I think about it, it's good that you brought it up, is business help. And not business-wise as to make it bigger. I don't want to make it any bigger. It's a fighter's gym. I just want the fighters to be successful and for us to be able to do this full-time.
Let's get into your profilers.
Yeah, those lunatics.
Yeah. We both had the opportunity a few months ago to come down and watch Liam train before his last pro fight. Yeah. It was awesome being in that space with you and having the opportunity to be there. And
it's high level. Yeah. They're high level dudes, eh?
From your experience with all your pro fighters and training them, what's the mental state for an elite athlete at that level? What's that take?
Well, it depends on what your class is as an elite athlete. I mean, Liam's fought for 2 world titles now. So we've fought in Arizona twice against 2 Mexican Hall of Famers. That could be classed as as only elite in the gym, like the elite level guy. But then before that, he went to the Commonwealth Games. Maybe that's elite. Billy went to the Commonwealth Games. Jai Dixon went to the World Championships. Maybe that's elite. Maybe elite is when you've gone to the nationals as a junior. Depends what your class is elite. What I would now class as elite is my top, as in those World Championship fights. Oh, and his mindset is different to everybody else because he's been there. So Wilson's been at that level. So yeah, to have that, it's a lot of it comes from within. It comes from within. Like, so he's done the journey of coming through the kid boxing, through to the amateurs, through to the pros, the early stages of the pros, the regional belts. Now you're fighting in front of thousands of people for a world championship. And I see the dedication in camp because we lived in America for months at a time, and you see what it takes. Every morning he's getting up and doing what he has to be done, and just the mindset. It's something that comes from within because it's an inner drive that they want to achieve those goals. And the elite mindset of someone like him it'd be different to most sports, because at the end of the day, you know that everything you're doing, all these 3 sessions a day, blah blah blah, you're about to get in front in a ring with a full-grown man that is a professional ass whooper as well. And these guys are going to throw down at the end of the day. So it's not a game of tennis where you miss the ball and it's out. It's like you miss the shot or you make a mistake and you're out. Like it's not a joke.
Yeah, it's a hard sport. Like, I've never been in the ring and fought. I'm not tough enough to do that. I don't have the balls.
Yeah, you probably are. Like, people just say that they just didn't experience it.
Yeah.
Like, but I know what you're saying. As we get older and we look at it, we get even more scared of it. We're like, oh, no way. When you see, I think that's why people like Liam and most of those kids that do it, and myself, we started at 12. So it was just a sport to us. It wasn't this, I'm a tough dude. You're just a kid. It's just like, it's just a sport. And then you come through it and it's just normal. It's what you do. So, but yeah, that elite level mindset, it's, I wish I could dig deeper into it. I wish I was a smarter person where I could really dig deep and let you know some more, like real intricacies of it. But yeah, it's something that comes from within, and they're just a driven person that is just dedicated. Like, they're just dedicated athletes.
Would you say an elite would be the 1%ers?
Even less. Even less than that. Like, way less. The top of that is less. There's just not many people that make it. If there's, I don't know, if there's 50,000, and there would be more, if there was 50,000, fighters in the world, there's not many world champions. There might be, 30. It's definitely, it's a fucking high pressure cooker. It's a high pressure cooker. And sometimes it can be easy. Like, you go out there and you land the right shot and you feel like you're a stud, but it's just like that next thing is just weighing down on you. Your next fight, it's coming. Even as soon as you finish that fight, it never escapes you. Like, you can't escape that getting better. You have to constantly be getting better because bad days are coming and you have to be able to fight them off.
And so this is where I wonder how they chill out.
A lot of them eat. Okay. because their whole fight camp is to make weight. So they've got to eat this strict diet. It's not that it's bad food, but it's just boring food, when you've grown up eating takeaways. So yeah, they'll eat. They might have some of them have benders. Some of them go on a bender. I'd hope that my guys don't, but I'm not stupid enough to know that they wouldn't, because you can't do it during camp because the bad day is coming. And it might be this one, so you better be on. But yeah, it's food. Maybe some of them decompress with family time now that they're getting older. That'd be the best one. That'd be the one that I'd hope for. Go on a holiday. Hang out with your kids. Fucking hell. Stay out of the bars and stay out of the clubs and stay away from the girls.
At what stage do you go into camp into a pro fight? And how long does...
Probably 8 weeks. 8 to 10 weeks you might probably want. But I like them to come into that 8-week block fit. Like, not stupidly fit, but fit enough that I can put them through what they need to go through without us just going, oh, I'm sore. Like, your body can't be sore now. Like, we're going to be doing this. You got 2 or 3 sessions a day for 8 weeks. So, yeah, as long as they come in with a relatively high fitness. We don't see, one thing that we do at the gym is we don't really have that time off. We're in the gym all year. So if they've got a fight coming up or not, they have to be in the gym. They might be able, they can have a day off here and there if they've got something on. They've got to take their kid to a recital or whatever it might be. But as a rule, 24/7 we're in the gym. Like, we there is no real excuse as to why you wouldn't want to be getting better right now. because bad days are coming.
Bad days are coming.
And I've never even used that. I don't use that at the gym. That was just something that I thought of. But that's what it kind of in my brain. It's like hard days are coming, and you're either going to be the hammer or the nail. So you choose. I mean, it's not the sport where you can fuck around with.
It's constantly training.
Constantly training, constantly managing injuries, constantly trying to find sparring partners, constantly trying to get better, constantly playing with your emotions. That's why it's discipline. Like you just have to be disciplined. Not motivation, because motivation comes and goes. You have to be disciplined regardless of how you feel. It's irrelevant because your opponent's getting up right now. He's running. He's eating correctly. He's going to the gym. He's doing his recovery. If you ain't doing it, you're going to be on his highlight reel.
This is something I've been thinking about in the last week, especially these words, discipline, commitment, and I'm like big into mindset, especially now. And elite mindset is something where I'm really trying to narrow in on. Elite level of business, not just athletes. I think that the mindset is all of it together. You need the discipline, you need the commitment. How do you sort of not just motivate but mentor your fighters?
Yeah, I think it starts from, I spoke to Coach Paul about this the other day, or he spoke to me about it in regards to at some point you have to cut the cord with these guys. You've got to cut the umbilical cord and say, well, it's on you now. So if you're 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. It's about 16 we've got to start to cut the cord. We're not completely going to cut you off at 16, 17, maybe 18 even, but we've got to start to go see if you want this or if you're just doing this because we're telling you to, because you have to be self-motivated. Because if you're not self-motivated and I'm not there to get you out of bed to run of a morning, are you going to? If it's a no, then you're not self-motivated, you're not going to make it. You can't. Like there's killers out there. Not even in, as I said, not even in boxing, in life. There's killers out there. Like they're going to do whatever they have to do to beat you because their mindset is winning. Like and use myself as an example. You think those little squash kids that I played against in grade 12, I doubt they would have had the mindset that I had. Having boxed since I was 12, I made that squash team when I was in grade 12, so I was 17. I'd already had 60 fights by then. Like when it gets tough on a squash court, come on, bro. We're hitting a fucking ball. Settle down. So I wouldn't think that I could go in there and do that at that age if I wasn't, like winning was it. There's winners like that in all fields, whether that be whatever, as I say, of all fields, there's killers out there. And I don't even class myself as a killer. I class myself as want to be. Like I'm nowhere near where I want to be, not where I'm going to get to, because who knows where you're going to get to. All you can do is your best. But fuck, I'm doing my best.
And your best just gets better and better as you grow.
And you have bad weeks, and you might even have bad years, but you fall off, because we all know what happens when you fall off. Like when you quit, you give up, you sit on your couch crying to yourself for what, forever? Like, okay, cool, bro. What a legacy. You're a beast.
On your down moments, when you're like feeling down, what do you use to pick yourself up, to get out of it?
Not that I have down moments as such. It's more so that I just go hang out with my kids. Like that's what I like to do anyway. Like if it's a weekend and I've got my two young, not got them, like we all live together, but say they're at home and they're not doing anything, we'll jump on the electric scooters and just go for a ride. Like that's the best. They're the best moments of my life. Yeah, that's the most fun by far out of all the things. Like traveling all around the world, just hanging out with my two little kids riding the electric bike around. Like far out. That's it. Like that's easily the most fun that I have in my life. Yeah. I could do that 7 days a week and say catch you around to boxing. I wouldn't, but it would be fun still.
What's the next steps for you with All Star Boxing?
Maybe this is me being lazy. I don't feel like it's me being lazy, but I'm happy where it's at. Like I'm really happy where it's at. I know that it's got a really great reputation from what we've built there. I know I could franchise it. I could have All Star Boxings all around the country. I've got some sponsors that are in that kind of field, but it's the last thing I want to do because I don't want to kind of diminish what it is. What it means. It's a fighter's gym. We have high-level athletes, and that was always my goal. Sorry, when you spoke about motivation. I went to a Boxing Australia camp 7 or 8 years ago, and they give you a tile, and to write on the tile, what is your ultimate goal? So when times get hard, and this was from Coach Jamie Pittman. He ran the session. He's an Olympian, great mate of mine. He said to everyone at the camp, write down your overriding goals. So when shit gets hard, you look at that and you go, okay, that's why I'm doing it. And I wrote on mine, why at the time, I don't know, but it kind of still rings true to this day, to produce fighters that can compete at the highest level. So that way it doesn't revolve on me writing, I want to win 45 world titles. It's just it's kind of a broad thing that, that's kind of what I go back to. So I haven't thought about that for a while, but now that you say it, that's it. And I also, this is how my brain goes. I think, okay, that's why you haven't won a world title yet. Because you wrote, I want to produce fighters that can compete at the highest level. I should have written...
You weren't specific enough.
Produce
detail.
fighters that win world titles. Maybe I'll write that title again.
Write it down. Then Liam's up.
Yeah, that's right. When these guys are up, they'll get it done. But this is boxing. I mean, when Liam fought Emmanuel Navarrete, it was the first fighter that he fought his world title for. He put him down in the 4th round with a big left hook. And they gave him it turned out, it's all over YouTube, like a 27-second 8 count. So he should actually be world champion.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we take the good with the bad and we move on to the next. So, and Billy Polkinghorne. So Billy's another one of our great fighters. He moved over from Western Australia about a year and a half ago. He had 200 amateur fights. He went to the Commonwealth Games. He's 27, 28 years old. Hell of a fighter. So his career is about to take off. He's only had 4 pro fights now. So, yeah, he'd be one that I'd be looking back on this podcast and saying he was talking about that guy then, because he's a beast. Vegas is having a little bit of a rest at the moment. He's got a bit of an injury, not a rest. He's still around, but
his elbow.
He's got a bit of a bung elbow that he took into his last fight. So we're just trying to get that right, and then we'll be able to announce him back to the world. He's 13-1, so he's going really well. So that's the pros at the moment. They're all taking every last piece of hair off my head.
What's it feel like personally for you when you're walking your fighters out and being in the corner and you're in this massive stadium?
When Liam was on the Jeff Horn, he was the semi-main event, so the fight before Mundine and Horn.
Yeah.
So this was late at night. It ended up going 10 rounds. He fought for the Australian title on his 3rd fight. And Jeff Horn and Mundine were next, and they fought for 1 round and got stopped. And it needed to happen like that too, because the curfew kicked in around Suncorp, so it had to be over by a certain time. We didn't know that until after the fact. But that was the first really big stadium that I'd been into. In regards to as a coach. So I walked out to that. I think there was 30,000 people there at night at Suncorp. We walked out, and as I said, I'd just come from the amateurs. Liam's he's only had 2 pro fights before this. But yeah, this is my mindset. I walked out to it. As we were walking to the ring, I looked around in the stadium, 30,000 people. I'm going to sound like a fuckhead, and I just went, this is where we belong. That's actually what I thought. I didn't think, fuck, I'm shitting myself. I was like, this is where we belong.
Well, that's the attitude you have. You've worked all your sort of life for that moment, yeah?
Well, you'd think so, but this is the dude that just started the gym because he's wanted somewhere for his kid to box. So most people would say, I waited my whole life for this, but not really. No, not really. I never thought I'd be coaching. If anything, I thought I'd be fighting on those stages when I was a fighter, because every fighter thinks they're going to be some freak fighter. And as I said, less than 1% actually make it. But yeah, when I walked out, that was going through my head. I was like, fucking oath, like this is where we belong. Like these are the stages that you want to be on. So he went out there and he fought 10 rounds against a great fighter, and he won, and he was the Australian champion. In that fight, a funny story, just as they were raising his hand towards the end, they raised his hand and he says to me, just before they raised it, I got to vomit. And I was like, you're on national television, mate. You can't vomit. I was like, sorry, bro. Vomiting is not, this isn't happening. And he goes, I'm going to vomit. I was like, just give me 10 seconds. Like, get your hand raised. You're on telly. Like, the camera's in front of your face here. So they raise his hand. They give him the belt. I get him out of the ring. I was like, just kneel down beside the ring and make out like you're praying. And I put a bucket down, and he just, like a quarter of the bucket, he filled it just with, and it was a vomit, not because of anything else, but like he just exerted himself so much in that 30 minutes of boxing that he's done it before actually in fights, after fights, not after that though, but before he had it, he was just vomiting, and then once he vomits, he feels great. It hadn't happened to him, and he's had 17 more pro fights after that, way bigger fights than that. But yeah, I think it was just his noviciness, and he'd done 10 rounds for the first time. He'd only ever done 3 rounds max, because his first 2 fights, he stopped them in a round. So you go from fighting 1 round, then 1 round to 10, with that pressure cooker in front of that many people in Suncorp Stadium when you're you're a kid.
That's a long time, 10 rounds.
Yeah, 30 minutes of fighting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, they can keep
Gotta
that.
be fit.
Got to be fit. And he fought against an 8-0 guy that was undefeated, and he was the Australian champion for the last 2 years. So, yeah, that burst him onto the scene, to be honest, that fight.
What's one of your highlights coaching?
Highlights coaching, there's been a few. Some of Liam's big knockouts. It's probably Vegas's debut. He made his debut on Tim Tszyu, Jeff Horn. So I had Vegas since he was 12. That was a cool one for me because Vegas is like a son to me. Some of Vegas's big fights too have been great. There's been so many. But the best one is, and Coach Herb and Coach Paul, Caden also, they'll back this up. The best thing the most fun as a coach is that when that kid has their first fight. That's the best one. When a kid has their first fight, because they're doing it for themselves, their family, the club, they're so nervous, there's butterflies immensely, and then they have their first fight. Obviously, if they win, it's so cool just to see how happy they are. If they lose, you're there for them anyway. But the first fight for a kid, that's the highlight. That's actually the highlight. Maybe Taj's, Tyler's, Tyson's, Tanner's, all my kids, like those first fights. Not even as their coach. I didn't coach all of them in their first fights, but watching your kid have their first fight is, that's the shit. It's like taking your kid to his first footy game, I guess. Yeah. I'd suggest. I mean, you're like just that proud moment. But yeah, just watching the family, watching the kid's family, especially if it's not your kid, just watching how they never would have imagined that their kid could do that. Because they bring their kid into the gym and they're so worried, they're so overprotective, and we get to the point where we've got to tell parents, look, you're being a hindrance unintentionally. You're better off staying in the car, because when he cries or she cries, they look at you, and then you go, you're doing good, mate. Like, just stay over there. We've got it sorted. They're not going to get hurt. If they get hurt, we'll come and get you. And we've never had to go and get anyone. Like, we're not going to let them get hurt. Just
and
let the kid do
how's
their
the parents respond to you when you're saying?
Well, they're good, because after a while you tell them that. At the start, they kind of do need to be there, because the kid's just holding on to the shorts. They're not letting go. They're petrified. It's a boxing gym. It's an intimidating place. But we kind of keep it lighthearted and jokey at the start. Yeah. And then about 2 weeks in, they realise, oh, far out, this is brutal. But we keep it nice and playful at the start. But probably it might even be a year and a half until we have to tell the parent, all right, the parent usually will recognise it themselves. They'll go, I think I'm the problem. Wow, you got it. It's better coming from you than me, because I didn't want to offend you, but you are, but you're not meaning to be, because it's not coming from a bad place. You're just a protective parent. Like, that's our jobs.
Just another thing I want to sort of go back to your pro fighters. You probably say different things to them when they're about to go out for the fight. What's some of your last words that you say to your
some
fighters?
of them, and you're right, it's so different to each fighter, because some of them you don't need to fire them up, and especially too early. Because if you fire them up too early, they're just wasting energy. So it's strategic. Yeah, some of them, as I say, like if I was to really start to fire Liam up too early, you won't get the best version of him, because he'll just walk out, grab them and headbutt them. Like, he wouldn't, but you know what I mean? Like, he's a bad guy trying to be good. That's in life. Liam's a bad guy trying to be good, and he's doing a great job at it. I'm really, really proud of him. He's a great dad. He's done everything that more than I could possibly imagine for him to do. Yeah, some other guys you've got to get in their heads early and really fire them up, because they might be more of a nervous type person. Some of them you've got to keep them sedate. Some of them you've got to keep them, you got to get, it's all different strokes for different folks, to be honest. Yeah. It's
it comes through the relationship, knowing your fighters, what makes them tick. So as a coach, strategy, what's the general training regime when you pick it up, when you back off?
Yeah. So in that 8 weeks, you'll start very heavy. So it's a lot of heavy, hard training, not so much sparring. You're not really sparring at that start. You're just trying to get them in dog shape, like really, really fit, so that when I'm about to put you into the ring for sparring, because when you go into your sparring portion of the prep, which might be the last 5 weeks, it's a lot on the body. Like, you're sparring maybe 2 or 3 times a week, maybe 6, 8, 10 round spars 3 times a week against, you're going at it. You got to have them nice and fit for that. And then in that sparring portion, that's the fun part though, because then you're working on the tactic, you're working on what you're trying to, do in that ring for that specific fight. And that's where you build a lot of that, that trust and the game plan is in that time. So outside of the sparring, you're working on it on the mitts, you're working on it in the shadow boxing and on the bag, and then you get in there and you kind of got to try and put it all together and hope that it works on the night. And if it doesn't, you need to have a plan B and then a plan C on top of that.
Are you doing the research and homework on his opponent?
Yeah, always, yeah.
And then you strategize from there as well.
You work out with if you're fighting, because sometimes we've got Tuisi, for example, he's fighting a 6'8" southpaw, so a left-hander. So that's completely different to fighting a short right-hander that walks forward like that,
Yeah.
So, you got to come up with tactics of how you're going to get it done, and you got to go out there and get it done then. Once that bell goes under those bright lights in front of those 10,000 people, it's like, let's see what you've been working on, boys.
Yeah.
That's how you got to think of it.
Oh, it's a lot that you've got on your plate, bro.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and as you said, studying the opponents, you got to study them, but then you've also got to find the suitable sparring partners around Brisbane, the Gold Coast, the Sunshine Coast, and you've got to travel 3 mornings a week to go and spar them in lead up to this. So, or nights or whatever it might be. So,
So there's a big boxing community for you to find these people.
Yeah. I don't know if it's big, but there is a boxing community. I guess we make do. The problem with Australia is that it's not what it is overseas. So our sparring is limited. That's the biggest problem that we have here in Australia, is our high-level sparring, because you're trying to get ready for high-level fights, but you need high-level sparring. So if you can't find the sparring partner, you're kind of left, if your opponent's a Mexican, and I think they said 40 to 50% of Mexicans, that's their sport. They love boxing. In Australia, it's 2%. It's 2%. So, so we fall, and we're so far on the other side of the world that we can't just bring someone over for sparring. That's why we go to America for 6 and 8 weeks before those big fights, really just for the sparring. I think we've worked it out now. I think we'll prefer to stay in Australia because it's a little bit more comfortable, and you're better off just buying a sparring partner, paying for a sparring partner, come out here, put them up in an Airbnb and spar them 3 times a week, because also you get used to that same sparring partner too. You need little different flavours in there.
I want to read out these from Miles Collins.
Here we go.
Okay, let's see what Miles you got, bruh.
So Miles is...
So I work with Miles, and he's a boxer, trainer, MC.
Yeah, he's MC'd all my boxing events that I've had, I think, from the start. I've had him since 2015 maybe.
Okay.
And he coached me, actually. He cornered me when I was maybe 19. My coach was sick that day, and Miles he jumped in the corner and helped me out.
Small world.
Just going through some of these questions. Some of them we've already gone through anyway. The people he's met over your career, most influential, most famous, nicest blokes, and biggest arseholes.
Oh, wow. He's trying to put himself in the nice bloke basket. Nah, he is a nice bloke. Some of the biggest names that I've met, far out. Yeah, well, when we were in America, we met some people that I never would have thought I would have met. We met Andre Ward. He's like a 2-time Olympic, I think he's a 2-time Olympic gold medalist or Olympic gold medalist and undefeated unified world champion. We met Sean Porter, Barry Hunter, who was a coach that we went and worked with over in Washington. Obviously all of the Australian guys. I'd say the nicest person, there's a million nice people that you'd meet. I'll give it to Coach Sil, my coach.
Yeah,
Sil
cool.
Johns, yeah. He's my guy.
Are you willing to go here? Biggest arsehole?
Biggest arsehole? Nah, I'll leave that one.
Yeah. Is Miles Collins the best ring announcer in Australia?
Oh, he's top 50.
Top 50?
Yeah, there's 30. No, he's a gun. That's why I keep getting him in.
And he's got this. If he is, when are you going to stop being a tight ass and pay him?
I pay him
properly.
I'd pay him way overs. He never takes my money. He's a mate.
Yeah, no, that's it for Miles. Yeah.
And so your wife is in a house full of boxers?
Yeah, I don't know how she does it, to be honest. She's 4 boys. She had 4 boys, the poor lady. We tried for the girls. The last 2 are supposed to be girls, but it's not the way it works, is it? You don't get to choose. But yeah, she's far out. I can only imagine how nerve-wracking that would be for her, because it's not for me. It's just, for me, even them winning or losing, it's like, I understand it's just a part of it. It's like losing losing a boxing match in the amateurs is the equivalent of losing the game of footy down the road at the Burpengary Jets. Okay, you lost, bro. Well, we'll see you next week. In the pros, it's different because it changes the trajectory of their career. Maybe the big ones do upset you in the amateurs. Say a kid misses out on going to the Commonwealth Games or the Olympics, like those big milestone ones. But the local shows, I mean, my wife would be sitting there so nervous for her son. But at the end of the day, I'm like, well, if he loses, he's going to learn a great lesson and he's going to pick it up and get better. Or if he wins, we get a fucking can of Coke and some chips and we go home. Like, and we go to training Monday. Either way, we're going to training Monday. It's like win, lose or draw. We're going to get better or we're going to get better. It's the only option. But yeah, I feel for her in that regard because, I mean, not many mums get that. they might get netball or footy or cricket or whatever it might be, but you get put into a boxing household. And I'm never there. Like, I'm not home enough. Like, because this thing, as I say, I'm just trying to not make this thing sink. You know, I get home at 8 o'clock at night. And I start training the pros at about 12, but I'm going earlier in the day to go and get other stuff done for the business. And then I get to the gym at 12:30 and then it's just on. It's just on until, 8 o'clock at night. It's flat stick. So, like, you wake up in the morning and take my kids to school, which is cool. That's the benefit of having it. I'll drive the boys to school and then I come back and then I just get stuck straight into the day. Yeah, you have dinner. I have the cold dinner out of the fridge because everyone's already eaten. Go to bed.
The sacrifices, hey?
Yeah, this is what it is. Because then the reason it's Sunday is because she does hair and makeup for weddings. So she's working Saturdays usually. So she's out doing the brides and the bridesmaids and everything that she does. And then Sunday is kind of our day but that's not even a day that you want to do much because you're like, just let me breathe out for a second. Because I know this week, then tomorrow when I wake up, it's just sprinting. That's actually that's the bad thing about it that it feels like to me is, before I said I've got 90 tabs open, it feels like all the time. It's just like from the moment I wake up, my eyes open, it's just like I'm sprinting down a road and I just trying to, that one, I'll help you with that, we'll do that, and you haven't got time to scratch yourself.
Have you always been like that?
I don't know. I think it's just, but it's not exactly like that because it's just that I'm busier now because there's so much more with the business. I've always never stood still. This is what I chose to do. This is what comes with it. I could be a truck driver that just drives trucks and doesn't have much responsibility apart from getting to point A to point B.
Now, come on, I'm a truck driver.
I was doing that at Star Trek.
Yeah.
It was mad. I have no problem doing it. But so it's not that I love this.
Yeah.
This is just what comes with this.
Yeah.
And if you ain't willing to pay that, then just get the fuck out. It's all right. There's no love lost. It's all good. It's not for you. This doesn't mean you're a better or a worse person. This just wasn't for you. It might not be for me in 5 years. This might cook me. I think it might be starting to, but maybe it does. But at the moment, we're just trying to survive and doing our best. So.
Yep.
Go to sleep, and when you open your eyes, you're just thinking it's just all business stuff, your fighters, 100,000 things going through your mind, and then you just got to get up because I was at this morning, 100 things going through my mind. Yeah. So I got up, went to the gym. Yeah, well, I started that recently actually, because I hadn't been to the gym for 20 years because I'd just been doing all these things. So I actually started back up at the gym. So. Wow. I have to. I go 3 days a week and it's 45 minutes where I just leave. It's like leaving my phone in the car. Just that for that 45 minutes, it's like, oh. And then you get back in the car and it's like.
Is there anything you want to talk about or something that we've missed to ask you?
No, it's probably just my wife, but we already spoke about her now. At the end, I was thinking I'm happy to add.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to add her in.
Her and the kids, that's about it. That's the reason why you do it. At the end of the day, so that you can leave something to them. So that's the plan for me, is to making sure that I can leave a legacy to those guys that they can keep running up if they choose. But that's also the guys in the gym. So I look at the gym. That's one thing that I kind of not too sure how that looks when and if I get hit by a car tomorrow, like how that looks, because I want them to keep on doing it and they can they can just fight over it.
It sounds like you've laid a good foundation. Like you're saying, take the stairs.
Yeah.
And it's about building that as a business, and I think that shows with how you carry yourself. So I can only imagine that you carry that through your everyday life and with your kids.
Yeah, I'm just so proud that those guys can do it. Like, how good.
Well, even a lot of the people I know and know you, everyone speaks of you highly. Yeah. Like Renee said, you've built a great foundation with All Star Boxing. And you got a great team there with you, with your coaches and family environment. I think that's one of your main things there too. It's a very family environment gym.
Last question. If your younger self was listening to this, what would you say to him?
I don't know, so cocky as a kid. I was so cocky as a kid.
We'll talk to that cocky kid now. Like, what would you say to him?
At all. I feel like a 13-year-old. Fuck, that's a good question. That's a question I've never been asked. I don't know. What would I say to that kid? A cocky version of myself, I would say, just be yourself. Like, do you. Yeah. That's all I would say. Like, just do you. So that's one thing that I always try and do. Like, sometimes I meet some people that I clash with, and if that's the case, I don't clash with them on purpose. We just go our separate ways, and I don't really say a bad word about them. Not because I like them or I don't like them. I'm over here doing my own thing. So that's the same thing with this boxing gym. Like, this shit could finish this afternoon, and I'll go get a job at the airport. Like, I'm not that, but I'll probably do it till I'm 75. I feel like I never really grew up. I wouldn't talk to the younger version of me. Like,
that's great advice for even young kids. Yeah. Anyone, just to be yourself. People aren't being themselves just to satisfy others.
Oh, big time.
Please others.
Big. I'm really proud of my oldest son, Tyler. So I got him an apprenticeship, and he did the apprenticeship, and it just wasn't for him, and he quit the apprenticeship now, but he's finished it. And I'm just like, you do whatever you want, bro. Like, fuck, we're okay. Like, I don't need you to go to university, and I just want you to be happy. So he's a tradesman. He's a qualified tradesman that doesn't do that role anymore. He does currency trading now online. He's doing that. He drives some Uber Eats. He sells cars. I'm like, bro, whatever you want to do, bro. Like, you're sweet. You're a fully qualified tradesman, so you can always go back to that. Yeah. But be happy. And then Taj, he's just addicted to, he's in Japan right now, like fighting for the Australian team. This guy is fanatically addicted to that. My 12-year-old just pulled him out of boxing. He's 12-1. The 11-year-old thinks he's going to be Taj. Like, he thinks he's going to be a gun. Great, go do that. Like, it's kind of, just be happy. I've got you. I've got yous, boys. Like, we're good. It's okay. We're sweet. Just don't, you only get one life. Don't fuck it up by doing shit that you hate. Usually you have to at the start. I know a lot of those jobs at the start, I didn't rate highly, but I didn't have anyone like me telling me, you're good, bro. You're sweet. Just keep making moves. This boxing gym set up, it's special. It's fun. It's really fun. I really love it. It's something that I never even thought about. But coaching those kids, far out. I really can't wait. And obviously my competitiveness wouldn't allow me yet, but until I'm just that. I've got other coaches that are taking the guys overseas and, coaching at the high level guys, and I can just be the guy in the gym to give advice and just to help the families out. And because the families don't stay for long either. When I say that, they're 3 or 4 years, and then they become a real big part of it, and then they get what they need out of it. They go. But, we're the consistent, us coaches. Yeah.
Love that. Thank you.
Great fatherly advice to your boys.
Yeah.
That's good, parenting, to let them be them.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I feel like it's, the scary thing is I feel like, and I know I'm not, but I feel very fatherly to a lot of them. Like and I know it's not a direct like I am with mine, but like now I'm 41, not 31. Like that's a big difference compared to what I was, because I was at 31, you're probably still fighting. Some of the coaches in the gym, they're young and they've still got that competitiveness. And I was like, that'll leak out. You'll soon realise that you don't fight anymore, mate. Like you've got to become the mentor and the coach, and we're not always right. Like, we've got to work with these kids because they're not all the same either. Some are loud, some are quiet, some are this, some are that. Like, it's very important for me to stay in the gym with those kids. It's just, I can't even describe how fun it is. It's just the most fun by far, just watching little kids go at it. They're just brave little champs, and they don't have to compete either. You get little, really big little kids coming in, and it's like they're just coming out of their shell. Like, they're never going to fight. That's not the point. They don't have to fight. They're just becoming confident. Yeah.
That's cool.
Confidence is a huge thing in life, as you guys know. Yeah. Like, if you can become confident, you can kind of walk around with your chest up, well, you're a chance. Because when your shoulders are slumped and you're looking down at the ground, That's the one thing that Sil had at Kabingai, which was a really cool thing, was if he ever heard of anyone that was a member of Kabingai bullying another member, or if you go to that school of that kid and he's getting bullied and you don't help him, you're in trouble. Like, we have to look out for each other because no one's out there to help us. Like, we have to look out for each other. So, yeah, actually probably something that I need to bring into the gym, tell those guys too, because that's important.
And that's a massive thing, just about being bullied at school. And a lot of the guests we've had on, that's probably something that they've all gone through and still stuck with them, being bullied at school, even to myself. So I think that's an important thing that you really, I think would be really great to push in your gym there about bullying.
Well, it makes a big difference because I was never bullied. So not that I was the bully, or I was never I was just never bullied. So I tell you, when you say like, when I think about my what can I say, I've got nothing to say. Like everything's sweet. So it's important to steer kids away from being bullied if you can, because it's horrible. Yeah, and it's just not needed. It's just a shit go. Like you're a rat. Like if you're a bully like that, like you're actually a piece of shit. That's we can't stand that at the gym. Like if I see it, it's like that drives me crazy.
Just with this, for a kid to get bullied and it's stuck with you when you're in your 30s, 40s, 50s, that's insane.
Craziness, isn't it?
Yeah.
All for nothing, because the bully doesn't even remember it, I bet. It's done for them. It's just at that time they didn't have the right guidance and get told that they shouldn't be doing that. The bully's forgotten about it. Yeah. But the person that got bullied, they hold on to it hard. Yeah, it's horrible, eh? It's really, really, really horrible. So if any of the kids out there at All Star Boxing are watching this, or any kid that knows me, and you have been bullied and you don't want to say anything, talk to me. Like, take me off to the side, let me know. I'll sort that shit out really easily, that the bully won't even know that you told me.
Love that.
Great finish up with that. That's good. Awesome.
Yeah, mad.
Yeah, that's us. Laters. I like doing that laters.
Later,